mean, all things considered, Dale Earnhardt is just too good right now. Anyways, welcome to race number 17 of 29 here in the 1989 throwbacks as this crazy season continues to unfold. We have 6 drivers within 250 points of the points lead, including all 4 Hendrick drivers, Tim Richmond, Ken Schrader, Darrell Waltrip, and Ricky Rudd. After an abysmal 12th place finish last week at Pocono for Bill Elliott, he's fallen to 3rd in points and Earnhardt has moved into 2nd, proving that he also has recovered well from his early season injury. So it's time to figure out who's going to take home the trophy here at Talladega, and you got to figure that, well, your favorites are going to be Bill Elliott, Dale Earnhardt, and Tim Richmond. They're the ones that have done oh so well at these super speedways. However, we've got other drivers that could also be in consideration, including the driver that won it all last time, first-time winner, Mark Martin. We'll see how it looks. Anyways, field lines up for qualifying. We'll see who gets the pole here at Talladega. Unsurprisingly, it's going to go to Dale Earnhardt. So Dale Earnhardt, I think that's either his first pole of the season or close to his first pole of the season. But that is definitely a good job by Dale Earnhardt getting top gig here at Talladega. We'll go. Oh, should probably move forward in time a little bit so we're not sitting here for 5 minutes. And now we're going to go through the starting lineup for today's race. So we've got Dale Earnhardt, he is in the lead. We've got Terry Labonte in 2nd, Harry Gant 3rd. We've got Rusty Wallace in 4th, Alan Kulwicki in the 5th position. Bill Elliott will be starting 6th, Ken Schrader 7th, Tim Richmond 8th, Brett Bodine 9th, and Phil Parsons rounds out the top 10. Ben Hess and Dale Jarrett also having really good qualifying positions considering the equipment that they're in, qualifying 13th and 12th respectively. Just should be an interesting race here at Talladega as our command is about to be given. Now, one thing that should be noted here, although that Alan Kulwicki had a really good start to his season, it should be said that he has had a really big slump as we've gone through summer super speedway madness. He's fallen all the way down to 16th in points, and Alan Kulwicki will definitely be looking for some redemption today in this race. He's not the only one, of course. Brett Bodine, he's down to 9th in points. He had a very strong start to the season as well. He's still looking for career win number 1, as we've got a car that is on the apron here. See who that is. That is the 66 of Rick Mast. So Rick Mast, a DOA car, unfortunately, or at least it seems. He might have to start this race from the pits. So, I guess the NASCAR gods were not happy with Rick Mast taking home the victory at Sears Point because they have been very, very brutal to him ever since then. Here comes the cars through the tri-oval and down to the line. The green flag is out here from Talladega. They race off into corner number 1, and it looks like Dale Earnhardt's going to have a early advantage here, albeit a slight one, over Terry Labonte on the outside lane. Terry Labonte's not going to give it up, though, as him and Rusty Wallace, they're going to push each other down the straightaway. See Rick Mast coming down to the track, and we're going 3 wide here down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. Alan Kulwicki down all the way on the bottom. He's going to try to compete for his first lap led here at Talladega. We'll see if he can get there. Well, wouldn't be his first lap led, but first lap led of this race, I should say. He's going to try to battle Earnhardt to the line. Will he outlast him? Yes, Alan Kulwicki will pick up lap lead number 1 for this race. And now 4 wide for the lead happens as Terry Labonte goes way up against the wall. That's not going to last for too long. The pack's going to have to be very careful about bunching up 3-4 wide like this as everyone's racing aggressive very early on. Oh, we got the pack bunched up like this. 47 laps. I'm kind of surprised that everyone's being as aggressive as they are. And now you can see Brett Bodine, he's gone up and he has taken the lead now. He's going to try to get around Rick Mast. Rick Mast, he parks in front of the whole field. A couple people hit the wall hard, but I don't know. That'll be an accident. Oh boy, there's the big one. And the caution will be displayed. What a mess. Give the lead to Ben Hess. Again, as he somehow manages to get the lead as a caution comes out. All right. So let's back this up a little bit. We're going to go to a helicam here. And we're going to see exactly what happens. Now, they have to get around the slow car of Rick Mast. So both Brett and Jeff Bodine, they both hit the wall hard along with Dale Earnhardt. They all hit the wall. Now what we have to watch is what happens in front of them. They're going to be okay. We've got a couple of cars going in the grass. And now what you'll see here is Hutch Strickland. That's the red 57 car in the grass there. He's going to come up on Jimmy Spencer. That's going to tag Spencer. They both get sideways. Now here comes the 27 of Rusty Wallace. He's going to pound right into the 88 as the 57 somehow saves it. The 33 goes careening to the left, but it looks like he saves it as well. And then the mess sort of just develops. And Brett Bodine can't quite sneak through. Boy, it looked like Harry Gant just barely missed it. Let's see what happened with Harry Gant. Oh! Just a good save there by a veteran driver. No doubt there. Well, right now it's Ben Hess leading. And maybe we can get yet another upset winner this time around. Ben Hess had yet another impressive qualifying showing here at Talladega. We can try to maybe even run up and win this race. Dare I say, he was definitely in contention to win at Daytona. Unfortunately, a poor pit strategy did not let that play out. And we have the spring Talladega winner right behind him in Mark Martin. And your points leader, Tim Richmond, in third. So in that ensuing chaos, we had the 3 obviously caught up in that accident. Now the question is, where is the 9 of Elliott? Because I don't remember seeing him being in the crash explicitly, but I don't exactly remember seeing him get through it either. We'll see what happens here with Elliott as we back up. It looks like the crash happens just in front of him, as you'll see Jimmy Spencer's right behind him. Elliott makes it through okay. A bunch of people really hit that wall hard. It would not be surprising to me to see a penalty being given out to the 66 car, or at least some sort of disciplinary action, as that move was just really, really uncalled for. We're just pretty much waiting for this race to go back green. As far as drivers who are out, Dale Earnhardt, Mickey Gibbs. Unfortunately, Brett Bodine's also going to be taking an exit. I imagine also Phil Parsons and Rusty Wallace, they're going to be taking exits as well. Yeah, because those cars are definitely mangled up. Everyone else on track, they don't really seem too beat up externally anyways, but we'll see how bad the internal damages are once we start zooming up to 180, 190 miles an hour. So let's go through your top 10 right now. Ben Hess is in the lead. He's doing quite well. Mark Martin is in second. Tim Richmond third. We have Michael Waltrip in the fourth position. Davey Ellison in fifth. Alan Kowicki in seventh. Alan Kowicki in sixth, rather. Number 7 in position 6. Ken Schrader is in seventh. Dale Jarrett eighth. Ricky Rudd ninth. And Larry Pearson is going to round out our top 10. The light should be going out on the pace car this time, and they are not. Oh, that is interesting to say the least. I did not think that we were going to have this kind of a long, persistent yellow. I'm not quite sure what we're waiting for to get the race back underneath the green flag here. No one's on pit road. No one's stopped on the track. Everyone's here in this line. We just got to get this race back going. Yeah, everyone that was on pit road is retired, so it's time to get this show back on the road. Now, I'm not quite 100% sure why this caution period has persisted for as long as it has, but we'll see. Now we'll see if we're going to go back green this time around the track. The pace car light should absolutely be going off this time around. I'll be a little messed up if they don't. Alright, they're coming off. Rick Mass is going to line up here on the inside. And we're going to see just how much more this championship is going to shift. Now, Rick Mass was running way off the pace. I think he was trying to get out of the way. I don't think his spotter gave him enough time to tell him, hey, you got to get out of the way. The whole pack's coming, or he just wasn't aware that the entire pack was coming up on him. He had to have been going a good 30 miles an hour slower than everyone else. And everyone kind of just jumbled up behind him because they were going 3-4 wide. You know, if they're going 3-4 wide, just a little disturbance like that is going to mess everything up. And it's really no surprise that we had such a large accident early on. But luckily, most of the cars here seem to only sustain minor damages. So really we should say quote-unquote minor damages, as Ben Hess is still your leader. I guess that's true. We'll see though. If we take a look at the fastest lap charts, Ben Hess is actually fourth, with Eddie Bierschwell somehow having the fastest lap with 191.069 miles an hour. That's actually pretty fast. We'll see if that trend continues. Yeah, the 40 and the 6, both of those cars seem to be very, very fast today. Wouldn't surprise me if these two work together to try to pull away from everyone else. We'll see if they have that pulling power. We've got a couple of cars that aren't used to being up here, including Davey Allison, who has, I don't even know how this is possible, yet to lead a lap this entire season. They come down to the line, and the green flag is shown yet again here from Talladega. Ben Hess and Mark Martin will jump out a little bit. Tim Richmond's going to follow, and Mark Martin's going to go for the lead right away. He's not going to waste any time on Ben Hess, and the 6 car being pushed by Tim Richmond is going to take the lead coming off of turn number 2. However, Mark Martin, he's going to cut the draft. He's going to be smart by this. He's going to try to get up and have Ben Hess push him. It's not going to be enough. They're going to go 3 wide into turn number 3. Michael Waltrip's going to take the lead with help from Alan Kowicki and Dale Jarrett there down on the bottom lane. As you can see, this pack is definitely spread out. Potentially a side effect from the accident that has happened. Look at this aggressive blocking move there by Michael Waltrip. He's going to lead a lap. Jarrett's going to stick his car right on the bottom. We'll see if he can continue to run down there. He's not going to be able to be blocked by Michael Waltrip. And I don't think that outside lane can hold out much longer. Indeed not. Jarrett's going to have the lead. And he's probably going to be able to cut in front of the 26 here. And Michael Waltrip and Alan Kowicki try to make it 3 wide. That's going to slow that top lane down. And now here comes Bill Elliott, down on the bottom. So Elliott is going to go to the lead now. Boy, we've got some classic Superspeedway action going on here. No doubt about it. They're going to go 3 wide again. Very aggressive racing going on. And there's plenty of track to do it at. Ever since they had this resurfacing, boy, they didn't really go too aggressive in the spring race, but I think they picked it up really quick here in the fall Talladega race. They are really showing how much this new surface is going to count. Waltrip is now on the back of Elliott. And Waltrip's being pushed by Sterling Marlin. These 3 might try to break away from the pack. They're going 3 wide behind them. We'll see if anybody else tries to form up single file with them. Got Harry Gant back there. We'll see if he tries to get into their train. Sterling Marlin's going to jump down to the bottom. And that might get Sterling Marlin the 2nd position. But the question is, might. And that's also going to slow down Bill Elliott, because that slowed down the 17 of Waltrip. Elliott's about 2 or 3 car lengths in front right now, but he's about to get ran right down by the pack as we go down this back straightaway. Now watch how quickly Elliott's going to get ran down here. Well, maybe not. Maybe Elliott's starting to find some of his magic that he had before, back in the mid-1980s, when he was the man to beat at every single Superspeedway before the advent of the restrictor plate. Man, there was nobody better than Elliott. The only person that ever beat him in outright speed was Greg Sachs, and that barely. And Elliott barely able to put the block job on Ken Schrader on the bottom lane. Schrader persistent to the bottom, hoping his teammate of Tim Richmond's going to pick him up going into turn 1. Richmond is still pretty far away yet. It's catching him quick, though. Schrader going to the high side. He's going to try to push Elliott down the back straightaway. Maybe try to get some momentum going into turn number 3 to pass Elliott. It's not going to happen. In fact, they're going to go 3 wide again. Kowicki down on the bottom with Eddie Bierschwale. Then the 9 of Elliott continues to lead laps here at Talladega as he's showing excellent track prowess right now. Elliott showing that he knows how to get it done. Kowicki tried to pull out on Elliott to no avail. Kowicki's going to have second position right now, and he's going to go for the lead. He's going to the bottom of Elliott, going into one. A risky move, but definitely well worth it if he can get the lead. Kowicki's going to get around him, and he's going to take the lead coming off of turn number 2. But here comes Tim Richmond. Richmond down on the bottom. He's going to get a little bit of a push here from Ricky Rudd. Is that going to be enough? Maybe, maybe not. It's a long back straightaway. Kyle Petty's coming on the bottom. Kowicki tries to make the block, but he gets shoved up the track. Oh, things are definitely getting dicey here at the front of the pack. Tim Richmond now takes the lead, and now here comes Kyle Petty. Kyle Petty jumps to the bottom. Dick Trickle looking for a way around him. Petty's going to lead him back to the line, and he'll take lap number 13. Dick Trickle, Rookie of the Year contender. Remember, he ended up retiring in the first few laps at Pocono. He needs to recover from that DNF. He's trying to run for Rookie of the Year contention, and right now there's really no one else around him. The 47-year-old dirt tracking legend, Dick Trickle. He's going to try to take the lead here going into turn number 3. Kowicki trying to hold on, the owner driver in the middle lane. Mark Martin down on the inside. He's going to stick right to the bumper of the 84. Kowicki not giving up on that middle lane yet, and now Trickle's going to be left out to dry as they go 3 wide into the tri-oval. Nobody's got an advantage. They come down to the line, and now finally Mark Martin pulls through as we've got cars going through the grass. And Sterling Marlin's able to save it, but he will lose the draft. So an unfortunate situation there for the 94. Sterling Marlin, contact happened. They ended up going through the tri-oval grass. Right now Mark Martin's got the lead, but here comes Michael Waltrip, and Kowicki's still holding with the pack. Literally just trying to side draft his way up to the lead. 4 wide as they're going through turn number 3. Boy, Kowicki is just holding large and strong right now on that outside lane. Not too many people can stop him. Michael Waltrip's trying to fit through everybody. Here comes Kowicki with a big run on the outside. 3 wide for the lead, and I believe that's going to go to the 17. So Darrell Waltrip's going to take the lead. 5 points for Darrell, and now we've got cars that are going much slower again. Everyone's going to have to check up. Everyone trying to find their way through. Doesn't look like there's any problems. We're still good. It looks like everyone made it through. And take a look who's going to take the lead. The man who hasn't led a lap to this point all season long. Can he hold it to the line? No, he won't. The entire pack pulls out on him coming into the tri-oval. Oh, boy. Davey Ellison's going to have to wait to lead that lap. He just blew his best opportunity, unfortunately, and Michael Waltrip now takes the lead away. So we're here on lap 17, and now we got another lapped car coming our way. Remember, these guys are really not going fast at all. It's Rick Mass, and everyone's going to try to dodge him. Hold your breath. Looks like everyone makes it through. Darrell and Michael Waltrip are going to push each other down the back straightaway now. So we've got the Waltrip brothers. They're going to work together here, and we'll see how long this alliance lasts. I bet it's going to last as long as it gets them to the front, or it's not going to last long at all. Here comes Darrell Waltrip to the bottom, the 3-time champion, trying to win back-to-back fall races here at Talladega. He'll take the lead once again. Here comes Terry Labonte, the outside pole sitter. He's trying to get something done. Harry Gant, the seasoned veteran at 49 years old, trying to have a late resurgence in his career. Here comes Terry Labonte to the bottom. 3 wide going into turn number 3 again. Oh boy. This race is certainly getting crazy. Michael Waltrip looks like he's going to beat his brother Darrell, but that's not going to mean much As they come off of turn number 4, it looks like Terry Labonte's going to have the lead plus more. And Gant pulls a very aggressive blocking move. And Labonte very aggressively blocked Harry Gant. Everyone driving like this is the last lap of the race. Everyone's in this small pack. We've got championship contenders up here. We've got Bill Elliott and Tim Richmond. So they're trying to compete for as many points as possible. They're trying to lead laps. They're trying to lead the most laps. If Elliott can get back to the lead, you can bet he's going to lead the most laps. I mean, that's going to be lead the most laps by default almost. We'll see if they can get it done, though. I don't think it's going to happen on this lap. If they're going to take back the lead, it's going to have to happen on the next lap. But this is definitely a reminder of just how good Bill Elliott was at these Superspeedway tracks. Labonte continues to lead here on lap number 20. Action here at Talladega has calmed down a little bit. The pack's gone into a 2x2 formation. They're no longer going 3 and 4 wide like they were going earlier on in the race. We've only had one caution to this point, thanks to Rick Mast bunching up the whole field. But everything continues to go nice and peachy here. Elliott will now take the lead. Mark Martin's going to push him to the lead. And now everyone's going to try to leave him out to dry. But Elliott is just too strong. Look at this Superman-like move by Bill Elliott. He's at least going to get another lap led. And that's another lap towards 5 points for leading the most laps. I think Elliott's going to get it. It's going to be close. Richmond now in the lead. Kowicki's going to try to take that away from him. He doesn't want Richmond to get the 5 points. He wants those 5 points. You've got Eddie Bierschwell and Dick Trickle right behind them. They want bonus points. Trickle all the way down to the bottom of the track. Maybe even going below the bottom of the track. Boy, that's a very risky move when one of the drivers decides to move to the apron here at the Superspeedway course. And now we're going 3 wide for the lead again. Morgan Shepherd is not going at as much pace as this pack is. Richard Petty also trying to desperately get out of the way. And sometimes there's just no good way to get through this pack, and that's going to elongate it yet again. Well, one thing that did succeed at doing, it put a little bit of pressure off of Kowicki, and that allowed the entire pack to run him down. 3 wide again going down the back straightaway going into turn number 3. Ricky Rudd this time will be the benefactor as the 35 is going to go through the sucker hole. Elliott trying to get a huge run in the middle lane. That's going to be cut off by Michael Waltrip. They're going to try to go 3 wide to the line. Absolutely no wasting time being aggressive here. Here comes Ben Hess trying to hold off Tim Richmond that's on the bottom. Richmond beat him back to the line. Barely. Not even registerable on the counter. Well, 0.01. Barely registerable on our scoreboard. Kyle Petty now, he's going to try to take the lead. And that's not going to happen because here comes Trickle to the bottom. So Dick Trickle's going to try to take the lead. An aggressive move by Tim Richmond. Can he get all the way to the bottom? That was a really wide run going into that corner. He got all the way there. Trickle's going to stay on him. Will he stay in front of the 17? He will. And it looks like the 25, the 84, and the 17, they're going to work together for now. Maybe not. Here comes the 17 to the bottom. He wants to push his teammate. And Tim Richmond's had a stranglehold on the lead for these past few laps. That's big news for Tim Richmond if he can continue to do that. Get the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. That's 5 extra points towards the championship lead. Here comes Terry Labonte now. And we've got more slow traffic. This time Lake Speed, JD McDuffie, Jimmy Spencer, Nobody can figure out a safe way around. And we've got some cars pulling down pit road as well. Some is definitely a good word there. Very, very few drivers actually coming down pit road there, as that's going to give Tim Richmond basically a hand to the lead. And Rick Mast moved up, and unfortunately moved up right in front of Davey Allison. Now we'll see what Darrell Waltrip and Tim Richmond try to do. Take a look at the fastest lap counter. Right now it's Terry Labonte, 195.2 miles an hour. That is really fast. Darrell Waltrip, he lines up here on the bottom. Here we go. They're all coming down pit road, are they? Indeed they are. They're pretty much all coming down pit road. All except a few. And here we go. Finally! Finally, he's going to do it. There it is. Davey Allison leads his first lap all season long. Boy, that took a while. Took a lot longer than a lot of people thought it would, that's for certain. A lot longer than it should have ever since the ownership change that happened this season. Of course, Robert Yates, now the owner of that car. And, right now, Davey Allison is just leading Eddie Bierschwell around the track. And they're going to come down pit road. So now the question is, where's the leaders? Well, here are two leaders, Tim Richmond and Darrell Waltrip. And it looks like those pit stops really separated everyone out. We'll see by how much. The answer is by a lot, and it looks like yet again more pit road troubles for Bill Elliott, as he will lose several positions in his attempt to win another Talladega race. And almost contact there by Chad Little and Alan Kowicki, as that was almost problems. Luckily that did not happen. So Bill Elliott is now back in the 15th position. Good Lord. That is definitely unfortunate. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens as far as the pack is concerned, but right now the battle's for the lead. Darrell Waltrip is on the inside. Teammate Tim Richmond is on the outside. That's pretty much just beating and banging by this point. We'll see who's got the better line. Right now it looks like the 17's going to get the lap lead. And right now the 26 is going to go with the 25, so that's actually going to benefit the 25, as Richmond's going to get pushed to the lead. Now Waltrip, he's going to have to fall in behind the 25 and the 26 here before they get out too far. Now that's all that we're going to be able to do here, 25 and 26. And here comes the 17 down to the inside lane. He's going to try to pass Ricky Rudd. 3 wide. We're going 3 wide for second place. Why not? Michael Waltrip looking for career win number 1. He's going to be aggressive. And especially since we definitely don't have to pit. He's going to be very aggressive. Michael Waltrip trying to stay out in front of that 25 car. Is that the caution? The caution is out. So wave the yellow flag. The caution is out. Bring her down. Well, you gotta race back to the line yet before we bring her down. I don't think these guys are too intent on racing each other back to the line. Mark Martin's going to try to advance his position. I don't think it's going to work too well. No, it does. He got him. In fact, Martin got both of them. So that was an excellent move by Mark Martin. So now the caution is out, and we're going to try to figure out exactly what happened here for the caution to come out. It's interesting because we've got a big pack there, and I'm not 100% certain why the caution is coming out here, but the caution's definitely out. Maybe it has to do with AJ Foyt. Nope, he's been on pit road for a while, since lap 14, so it has nothing to do with AJ Foyt. So a caution has come out here, potentially for some debris on the racetrack. And, well, the race is just going to continue on like this. Michael Waltrip is in the lead. What is it with cautions coming out and weird drivers having the lead? Ben Hess got a bunch of laps led because of it, and now Michael Waltrip's about to get a bunch of laps led. Well, we'll see how long this caution period lasts, see if anybody decides to hit pit road here or not. Should be interesting to see. What this is going to do is this is going to allow Elliott and all those guys that didn't exactly get a good round of pit stops, it's going to allow all those guys to catch right back up into this pack. So once again, this is going to become maybe a 28-29 car race. We'll see if that many people are actually going to be in the race or not. Oh, of course, we've got people like Rick Mast who are 3 laps down. I don't see anybody using pit road here, so I think we're going to be good to go. So we'll just have to wait a few more laps, clean up whatever brought out the caution, and we'll get this race right back underway, and this should be the final caution of the day. Trying to think of material to say during these cautions, and sometimes it can definitely get a little difficult to produce material. I don't exactly want to produce cheap material either. I want to have some meaningful conversation behind it, and well, I think we definitely have some meaningful conversation behind this 28 car of Davey Allison. You gotta say, this kid broke into the series, and he had some huge shoes to fill right away. Son of legendary Bobby Allison, 84-time winner in this series. He's the 1983 Winston Cup champion. You got to consider Bobby Allison being one of the greatest drivers of all time, greatest driver to this one of the greatest drivers that this sport has ever seen. And this kid breaks out with this brand new team and wins his first race in his first season in the Cup. He becomes the first rookie to win a race since Dale Earnhardt in 1979. So you want to talk about big promise. That's exactly what Davey Allison is. Huge promise. He broke into this series with huge promise. And yet, he doesn't want to make it go to waste, but these last 2 seasons have been, let's just say, very concerning. Allison has had just a really rough time staying inside the top 20 in points even. Both seasons, he's had issues staying inside the top 20 in points. He has not led a lap all season until today. And maybe the ownership change has caused some struggles, or maybe it's because the promise just actually isn't there and we've just overhyped Davey Allison a lot. But it just seems that maybe the talent is just not there. And it just surprises me to say something like that, but just maybe the talent isn't there. It just makes me cringe saying that because, you know, son of a legend. I mean, we could be talking about comparing Kyle Petty to Richard Petty all day long, but Kyle Petty also hasn't had par equipment at any point in his career. I mean, the best team that he's driven for is the Wood brothers, and they haven't fielded a competitive team since the 1970s when they were doing part-time in the Cup Series. So you can't tell me that you can hold a candle with Kyle Petty and Richard Petty because they're not in similar equipment. We're talking about Bobby Allison and Davey Allison here. They are in similar equipment. So comparing Bobby and Davey Allison, I think is definitely a legitimate comparison at this point. And you know, maybe this team just needs to get off the schneid, get a win or a top 5 even. Try to get some confidence in this team because their struggles have been concerning to say the least here in the throwbacks. Anyways, we're about to go back green. Your top 5 is going to be Michael Waltrip, Ken Schrader, Tim Richmond, Mark Martin, and Darrell Waltrip as they come through the tri-oval here. And they're going to take the green flag here once again. And it looks like Richard Petty's not going to give up. Well, he doesn't want to give up that inside line. Now, Rick Mast, he is definitely a slow car. I don't know why NASCAR hasn't black flagged him yet, honestly, but he is definitely a slow car. Now you can see Mark Martin here. He's trying to get to the inside of Richard Petty, and that's not exactly working out for him right now. Meanwhile, Michael Waltrip, Ken Schrader, and Tim Richmond, the 3 of them, they've pulled away from the pack a little bit. And the race, and if they get far enough ahead, well, this isn't going to happen. If they're going to go 3 wide through the tri-oval, it definitely isn't going to happen. We'll see who pulls even. I think the 35 got it. Indeed, the 35 had it. And it looks like scoring's going to put the 25 in second and the 30 into third. Not that those two matter much. But boy, that one lap, we got to think. That one lap might be the difference between Tim Richmond getting those 5 bonus points and not. So, now here comes Elliott. He's going to pounce right away, try to get to this lead early on this restart, and he's going to want to pull away. He wants to have a dominating performance here at Talladega. He wants to get those 5 bonus points and try to chip away at that points lead. Meanwhile, we've got 4 wide right behind the leaders. Oh, wow. A small pack. We're going 4 wide. Ricky Rudd takes that lap lead. So once again, Tim Richmond comes inches away from leading a lap, and it just barely gets taken away from him. Meanwhile, Elliott, he's trying to lead laps. Maybe he thinks that the middle line's going to help him. I don't know, but here comes Harry Gant on the bottom. And you've also got Larry Pearson down there and Davey Allison down there. You've got Richard Petty, but he's a lap down. Kyle Petty falling further behind. He's not a lap down. So I think everyone's split into 2 packs at this point. Here is pack number 2, and I'm not sure how they're racing compared to the leaders. Let's find out. And they're losing about a half a second every lap to the leaders, so they're not going to be a factor. Davey Allison actually led that lap, and it looks like there was 3 wide going across the line. Good Lord, that is insane. Meanwhile, Larry Pearson is going to come off of turn 4. He's going to try to lead them coming off of turn 4. I don't think a single person that's led coming off of turn 4 has actually led the lap. That's insane to think. Look at Mark Martin come up off the corner. Larry Pearson's going to try to save the lap lead. It's not going to happen. It's going to go to Schrader. And Labonte's really trying to push that 35 car now. 10 laps to go. It's crunch time. Somebody's blown up. Who is it? That might have to bring out the yellow flag. Somebody has blown up in front of the pack, and it's Larry Pearson. Oh, boy. That knocks Mark Martin right out of contention for this race. Look out. Oh, wow. Strickland. Strickland on the apron running 180 miles an hour. I don't know how he held on to that car. That was insane. How did he hold on to that car on the apron going 180 miles an hour? I'll tell you what, that was just a ballsy move there by Strickland. What incredible driving by the rookie. Michael Waltrip's going to dive down low now. He's going to get pushed by Ricky Rudd, and they're going to take the lead. Or not. Ricky Rudd's going to try for the lead in his own right. 3 wide. Knowing what happened today, don't count Harry Gant out of leading this lap. In fact, I guarantee that's what's going to happen. We'll see if Rudd can really defend. I think he'll be able to do it. Yes, he cuts down, and he's going to take the lap lead. So Ricky Rudd trying to cut back and forth between traffic here. We'll see how well that works. Meanwhile, Michael Waltrip trying to get a run going. Same thing with Harry Gant. I think Rudd got too far out in front. We'll see how badly he gets ran down here, or if he gets ran down at all. Boy, Ricky Rudd absolutely masterful there, running right in between the 2 drivers, not giving them either a lick of the draft. That is how to do it. Meanwhile, Harry Gant's trying to make a move for the lead. Now he's just trying to push Ricky Rudd in hopes of not losing the 2nd position. And that's going to succeed. 7 laps to go here from Talladega. Basically what you're seeing right now, this is the battle for the win. Everyone on screen with the exception of Richard Petty. So I believe that'll be the entire top 11 drivers. The entirety of the top 11. Now you can see the 83 of Lake Speed. He's obviously off the pace. Everyone gets around Lake Speed perfectly fine, no problems. So right now, the top 11 drivers, they're all that's left. They're not all that's left in the race, but they are all that's left at least competing for the win. Michael Waltrip dives down low. He should lead him back to the line, and he does. His brother's right behind him. The three-time champ of the series, Darrell Waltrip. And now we have Bill Elliott in third, Tim Richmond in fourth. Look out, Jimmy Spencer. Boy, the 25 really had to hit the brakes there. I think that's going to take the 25 out of contention, folks. I believe that will as well. I don't think Richmond's going to be able to get back into the pack on that one. So a costly mistake by Tim Richmond may have just cost him about 40 or 50 points. Meanwhile, whoa, Darrell Waltrip almost wrecked the field trying to block. Look out here. This is going to bring the field right back to Tim Richmond. Watch this. Oof. Well, that eliminates more drivers. Who's left? Well, we've still got Michael Waltrip trying to go for his first win of his career. We've got Harry Gant trying to get his first win since 1984. And we've got Kyle Petty trying to get his first win since 1986. So, a lot of winless streaks here trying to break. Also, we've got Darrell Waltrip trying to break a one-year-long winless streak of his own right. So, we've got a lot of people trying to break their choker label here today. We'll see what actually happens. Since Elliott is one of the drivers that ended up dropping back, now there's not going to be much difference between Elliott and Richmond in points, so basically consider them stagnated. And right now, Michael Waltrip, he's going to dive down to the bottom of the 26. Can he get there by the time that he gets into the corner? I'm not 100% sure about it. He got there, though. He definitely got there. Boy, Michael Waltrip trying to drive his heart off to get his first career win here at the Talladega Superspeedway. You could bet Darrell Waltrip's trying his best to help his brother win. Right now, he doesn't really have a choice. That outside lane's working, though. Everyone's on that outside lane. The only people that aren't, Darrell Waltrip and Michael Waltrip. They're working together. They're trying to make that bottom line work. See if they can get around Ricky Rudd here or not. Michael Waltrip moves up to get behind Ricky Rudd, maybe trying to manufacture a run. He goes back to the bottom line. He's going to try it again. This time they're going to have the added help of Terry Labonte on the bottom line. Can Michael do this? He goes to the lead yet again here at Talladega. Boy, this will be an upset win if Michael Waltrip's able to pull this off. This would be a huge upset victory. 2 laps to go. And I think I can see the distant memory of Tim Richmond, Bill Elliott, and Davey Allison. They're catching. They're just not catching fast enough, I don't think. And right now, I think Michael Waltrip, he's up here. He might be able to win this thing. We'll see if he can hold everyone off for one more lap. Boy, those guys are coming back there, but I think they need one extra lap to pull it off. Darrell Waltrip going down to the inside. He's really helping his brother out. Boy, we'll see if anybody can knock Michael Waltrip out of the lead. White flag. Here comes Richmond and Allison and Dick Trickle. They're going to catch the back of the pack, but I don't think they're going to have any hope in competing for the win. Right now, it's Michael Waltrip being pushed by his brother Darrell. Nobody's going to get a run on him. Here comes Darrell Waltrip down to the inside. Tim Richmond coming out of nowhere. And everybody leaves the 30 out to dry on the outside lane. Darrell Waltrip, can he make it 2 in a row here at the Fall Talladega race? Ken Schrader going down low. Lake Speed slow car in the middle. Everyone barely making it through. Darrell Waltrip trying to hold off Ken Schrader coming to the line. Schrader gets it! How about Tim Richmond making it all the way to 4th in that fiasco? Wow. Ken Schrader has taken this race. How about that? Michael Waltrip will have to settle for the consolation prize of 5th. And that sucks. He had such a good car going. Everybody unfortunately ganged up on the bottom line with him. An incredible finish, no doubt about that. Darrell Waltrip tried to hold on to that outside lane. It just didn't pan out. And that will be career win number 2 for Ken Schrader, his first Superspeedway win. No doubt about that. And another rather agonizingly slow Superspeedway race at 148 miles an hour. That actually ties for Daytona last time. So, yeah, a couple of slow plate races these last few races. But, hey. Now with Schrader's win, now what that's going to allow Tim Richmond to do is he's going to get further out in the points battle. And with Dale Earnhardt's DNF, Ken Schrader will move to 3rd in points. How about that for a breakout year? Ken Schrader. Last year we had the breakout year of Rusty Wallace. Rusty Wallace is 12th in points, by the way. Ken Schrader has now moved up to 3rd in points. He's only 175 points behind teammate Tim Richmond. I mean, it's an outside shot with only 12 races left in the season. But anything can happen over the course of a long NASCAR season. We've got plenty of races left. I mean, we've still got the road course in Watkins Glen. We've still got Michigan. And then we've got Bristol. And then, of course, the Southern 500, where I don't think we have any contenders for the Winston Million. So, we'll see you next time for Watkins Glen.